Welcome to my 11th class on single random variables. In this lecture video, we'll be discussing about problems on application exercise. Problem number 1. A binary source generates digits 1 and 0 corresponding to the probabilities 0.6 and zero point 0.4 respectively. It is nothing but P of 1 will be equal to 0.6, P of 0 will be equal to 0.4, like that. What is the probability that 2 ones and 3 zeros will occur in a 5-digit sequence? Second one, what is the probability that at least 3 ones will occur in a 5-digit sequence? The first thing is we have to define the random variable x. So I'll be taking the random variable x denoting the number ones generated in a 5-digit sequence. So it is nothing but n is equal to 5 because the sequence having 5 digits, and p will be equal to 0.6, that is probability of success, and q is equal to 0.4, that is probability of failure. So since n is equal to 5 is a finite quantity, I am going to use the binomial distribution here. So from the binomial distribution, we have the expression like px of k is equal to nck, p power k, q power n minus k. So I'll be replacing n is equal to 5, p is equal to 0.6, and q is equal to 0.4 in the expression. Now the expression leads to px of k is equal to 5ck, 0.6 whole power k, 0.4 whole power 5 minus k. So now I'm going to find the probability of 2 ones. Remaining will be obviously 3 zeros only, because the sequence having 5 digits. So out of 5, if 2 are 1 digit, and then remaining will be 3 zeros only. So I'm going to find only px of 2, or we can find px of 3 also we can find. The answer will be same. So px of 2 will be equal to what? 5c2, 0.6 whole square, 0.4 whole cube is equal to 0.23. So in the previous expression, just I'm replacing x is equal to 2. I got the expression 5c2 0.6 whole square 0.4 whole cube is equal to 0.23. Second one, to find at least 3 ones in a 5-digit sequence. To find this one, the expression will be px of k greater than or equal to 3. So we can write this formula in the alternative form also, that is 1 minus px of k less than 3. So px of k less than 3 in the sense we have to exclude 3 and take all the values less than 3 here, that is p of 0, p of 1, p of 2, we have to take it. So it will be equal to what? 1 minus px of 0 plus px of 1 plus px of 2. So 1 minus, so at in the previous expression, putting x is equal to 0, we can get 5c0, 0.6 whole power 0, 0.4 whole power 5 plus 5c1, 0.6 whole power 1, 0.4 whole power 4 plus 5c2, 0.6 whole square into 0.4 whole power 3. So on expanding this will be the expansion will be 1 minus 0.317, so it will be equal to 0.683. Problem number 2. Assume that the length of a phone call in minutes is an exponential random variable x with parameter lambda is equal to 1 by 10. If someone arrives at a phone booth just before you arrive, find the probability that you will have to wait less than 5 minutes, second one between 5 and 10 minutes. So since the problem having an exponential random variable, we supposed to use here the exponential distribution density function to find the probability. So take the formula first. So given the parameter lambda is equal to 1 by 10, the PDF for an exponential distribution is given by fx of x is equal to lambda into e power minus lambda x for x is greater than 0. So now I'm going to replace lambda is equal to 1 by 10 here. So I'll get fx of x is equal to 1 by 10 e power minus x by 10 for x is greater than 0, or it is 0 otherwise. So now I'm going to find the I'm going to find p of x is less than 5. It means that I have to wait less than 5 minutes. So it will be equal to p of x is less than 5. It will be equal to integration 0 to 5 the density function fx of x dx. So I'll be replacing the density function value here in this place. So I'll be getting 1 by 10 integration 0 to 5 e power minus x by 10 dx. So after integration, I'm keeping 1 by 10 as it is, integrating e power minus x by 10, I got e power minus x by 10 by minus 1 by 10 between the limit 0 to 5. 1 by 10 gets cancelled, I got minus of e power minus 5 by 10 plus e power 0. So on simplifying this, we got 0.393. Next one, we have to wait between 5 and 10 minutes. So in the sense, p of x 5 less than x less than 10. So the x limit varies from 5 to 10 here. So the integral 5 to 10 fx of x dx, in the place of f of the density function, I'm using 1 by 10 e power minus x by 10. So the 1 by 10 I'm taking outside as a constant. Integration 5 to 10 e power minus x by 10 dx. So after integration I'll be getting 1 by 10 into e power minus x by 10 minus 1 by 10. This 1 by 10 gets cancelled between the limits 5 to 10. So applying the limit, we'll be getting e power minus 5 by 10 plus e power minus 10 by 10. So on simplifying this, we'll be getting the answer 0.239. Third problem, the Gaussian random variable as a PDF of the form fx of x is equal to 1 by square root of 50 pi e power minus of x minus 10 by 50 whole square. Write each of the following probabilities in terms of Q function with positive arguments, and also give the numerical evaluations. The first one is p of x is greater than 17. Second one, p of x is less than 4. Third one, p of x is less than 15. Fifth one, p of x is less than minus 2. Fifth one, p of mod x minus 10 greater than 7. Sixth one, p of mod x minus 10 less than 3. Seventh one, p of mod x minus 7 greater than 5. Eighth one, p of mod x minus 4 less than 7. So to express the probability in terms of Q function, we supposed to use the normal distribution table here. So now the given function is given by the density function fx of x is equal to 1 by square root of 50 by e power minus of x minus 10 whole square by 50. So on simplifying this, we'll be having 1 by 5 into square root of 2 pi e power minus of x minus 10 whole square by 2 into 5 square. So I'm representing this expression in terms of the Gaussian random variable density function of the form 1 by sigma into square root of 2 pi e power minus 1 by 2 x minus mu by sigma whole square. This form I'm representing to find the value of mean and variance, because to find the Q function, we must have the value of mu as well as value of variance also. So by comparing these two expression, we can say the sigma is equal to 5 and mu is equal to 10. So I'm going to replace this mu and 10 sigma value in the Q function formula, that is fx of x is equal to p x less than or equal to x is equal to q of x minus mu by sigma. So in the place of mu and sigma, I'll be using 10 and 5. So I got the expression for Q function like this. So I'm replacing mu is equal to 10 here and sigma is equal to 5. So I got the CDF function fx of x is equal to q of x minus 10 by sigma. So now to find the value of q function, we have to use a normal distribution table. This is called normal distribution table. For example, I want to find the value of q of 5.1. So how to find q of 5.1 means, in the column wise go for 0.5. Q of 5, sorry, q of 0.51. So I want to find q of 0.51. To find q of 0.51, so in the column wise go for 0.5, and here go for 0.01. So this value will be the value of q of 0.51, that is 0.6950. One more example, I need to find the value of 1.23. So to find 1.23 value, so go for 1.2 here and go for 0.03 here. So the value will be 0.8907. So in this way, we have to find the value of the Q function. So now I'm going to find p of x is greater than 17. Means in the expression I'll be using x is equal to 17. So this p of x is greater than 17 can be written like 1 minus p of x is less than or equal to 17, because if x is greater than 17 means we can use any value actually. So for this purpose I'm going to convert the equation like 1 minus p of x is less than or equal to 17. So now in the q function, the function will become 1 minus q of 17 minus 10 by 5, it will be equal to 1 minus q of 1.4. So the q of 1.4 value will be, so we'll find the value of q of 1.4. Q of 1.4 at 0 we have to take now, that is 0.9192. So I'll be replacing the value of q of 1.4 here. Yeah, I'm replacing the value of q of 1.4, that is 0.9192. So on simplify this, we got 0.0808. Next one, p of x is greater than 4. So we can write p of x is greater than 4 as 1 minus p of x is less than or equal to 4. It will be equal to 1 minus q of 4 minus 10 by 5. So on simplifying this, we got 1 minus q of minus 0.2. Since we have to represent only positive argument, I'm going to convert this q function as a positive one. So how to convert means it will be equal to 1 minus q of 1.2. So now I got the expression like 1 minus q of 1.2. So it will be equal to what? This 1 gets cancelled. I got only q of 1.2. Q of 1.2 will be 0.8849 from the normal distribution table. Next one, p of x less than 15. So directly I'm putting x is equal to 15 here. Q of 15 minus 10 by 5. I got q of 1. Q of 1 is 0.8413. Next one is p of x less than minus 2. So I'm putting x is equal to minus 2. So I got q of minus 2 minus 10 by minus 2 minus 10 by 5. I got q of minus 2.4. So converting it as positive argument. So 1 minus q of 0.4, it will be equal to 1 minus 0.9918 for q of 2.4 value. So I got 0.0082. Next one, p of mod x minus 10 which is greater than 7. The first thing is we have to expand mod x minus 10 greater than 7. It will be equal to what? P of x less than 3 plus p of x is greater than 7. So now I'm keeping p of x less than 3 as it is, just converting p of x greater than 7 as 1 minus p of x less than 7. So now I'm going to write this p function in terms of q function, that is q of 3 minus 10 by 5 plus 1 minus q of 17 minus 10 by 5. So it will be equal to q of minus 1.4 plus 1 minus q of 1.4. Just converting this q of minus 1.4 as 1 minus q of 1.4. I'll be getting the equation like 1 minus q of 1.4 plus 1 minus q of 1.4. It will be equal to 2 times of 1 minus q of 1.4. So the value of q of 1.4 is 0.9192. So on simplify this, we got the expression value 0.1612. Next one, p of mod x minus 10 less than 3. So on simplifying this, the value will be p of 7 less than x less than 3. It will be equal to p of x less than 13 minus p of x is less than 7. So now I'm going to use q function here. So q of 13 minus 10 by 5 will get getting for p of x is less than 3. And this will be equal to q of 7 minus 10 by 5. So it will be equal to q of 0.6 minus q of minus 0.6. So converting it as positive argument, we'll be having q of 0.6 minus 1 minus q of 0.6. It will be equal to 2 times of q of 0.6 minus 1. The q of 0.6 is given by 0.72757 from the normal distribution table. So on simplifying this, we got the value 0.4514. Next one, p of mod x minus 7 greater than 5. So it will be equal to what? P of x less than 2 plus p of x is greater than 12. So p of x less than 2 I'm keeping as it is, just converting p of x greater than 12 as 1 minus p of x less than 12. So it will be equal to what? Q of 2 minus 10 by 5 plus 1 minus q of 12 minus 10 by 5. It will be equal to q of minus 1.6 plus 1 minus q of 0.4. So converting q of minus 1.6 as 1 minus q of 1.6 as a positive argument, I got the expression like 1 minus q of 1.6 plus 1 minus q of 0.4. So it will be equal to what? 2 minus 0.94255 q of 1.6 and 0.6554 for q of 0.4. It will be equal to 0.3994. Next one, p of mod x minus 4 less than 7. So it will be equal to p of minus 3 less than x less than 11. It will be further equal to p of x less than 11 minus p of x less than minus 3. Now, taking this p in terms of q function, so q of 11 minus 10 by 5 minus q of minus 3 minus 10 by 5, it will be equal to q of 1 minus q of minus 2.6. So q of 1, so converting q of minus 2.6 as 1 minus q of 2.6. So it will be equal to 0.5398 for q of 1 and minus 1 minus of 0.9953 for q of 0.6. It will be equal to 0.5746. Problem number 4. The 10 independent binary pulses per second arrive at a receiver. The error probability is 0.01. And what is the probability that at least one error per second? So here, since the value of p is too small and n is not given, I'm going to use the binomial distribution here. So that given p is equal to 0.01 they have given, and they have given that n is equal to for 10 individuals. So I'm going to combine np to get the value of mu. So it will be equal to 0.01. So if p is too small, always you have to go for the Poisson distribution only. So now from the Poisson distribution formula, we have px of k is equal to mu power k e power minus m by k factorial. So in the place of mu, I am putting 0.01. So I got the expression like p of x of k is equal to 0.01 whole power k e power minus 0.01 by k factorial. Since we have to find at least one error, so this will be equal to what? P of x is greater than or equal to 1. That is 1 minus p of x is strictly less than 1. So p of x strictly less than 1 in the sense it is 1 minus p of 0. So I got the expression like 1 minus 0.01 whole power 0 e power minus 0.01 by 0 factorial. The answer is 0.0099. Problem number 5. The Gaussian random variable is given in the form the density function is equal to 1 by square root of 2 pi e power minus x square by 2 with the range of x is minus infinity less than x less than infinity. So this function is a normal for the Gaussian random variable. So obtain the characteristic function for this random variable. So I'm going to take the characteristic function in terms of continuous random variable only. It is given by xi x of omega is equal to expectation of e power j omega x is equal to integration minus infinity to plus infinity e power j omega x into the density function fx of x dx. So in the place of density function, I'm going to replace 1 by square root of 2 pi e power minus x square by 2. So what we'll get? So xi x of omega is equal to integration minus infinity to plus infinity e power j omega x 1 by square root of 2 pi e power minus x square by 2 into dx. It will be equal to what? 1 by square root of 2 pi integration minus infinity to plus infinity e power j omega x minus x square by 2 into dx. So here, to simplify this e power j omega x and minus x square by 2, I'm going to take this equation as minus x square by 2 plus j omega x. So in this equation, I'm going to add and subtract with omega square by 2. So adding 1 omega square by 2 here and subtracting 1 omega square by 2 here. So now from these two terms, I'm taking 1 by 2 common factor. So by taking LCM, it will become what? Minus of x square minus 2j omega x minus omega square by 2 minus omega square by 2. So I'm writing this minus as j square like this. So I'll be getting minus of x square minus 2j omega x plus j square omega square by 2 minus omega square by 2. So it will be equal to what? X minus j omega whole square. So I got the expression like minus of x minus j omega whole square by 2 minus omega square by 2. So now I'll be replacing this minus x square by 2 plus j omega x as minus of x minus j omega square by 2 minus omega square by 2 in this expression. So I got xi x of omega is equal to 1 by square root of 2 pi integration minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus of x minus j omega square by 2 minus omega square by 2 into dx. So I'm taking the constant e power minus omega square by 2 to outside. So we got the expression like xi x of omega is equal to e power minus omega square by 2 by square root of 2 pi integration minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus of x minus j omega whole square by 2 into dx. So now to simplify this function, I am replacing x minus j omega as t. So dx will be equal to dt with the range of t is minus infinity to plus infinity. So I'll be getting the equation like xi x of omega is equal to e power minus omega square by 2 integration minus infinity to plus infinity 1 by square root of 2 pi e power minus t square by 2 into dt. Now, by the properties of PDF, we have that integration minus infinity to plus infinity 1 by square root of 2 pi e power minus t square by 2 dt will be equal to always 1. So I'll be replacing this integral as 1 here. So I got xi x of omega is equal to e power minus omega square by 2 is the required characteristic function for the normal form of the Gaussian random variable. To check the equation is true or not, I'll be putting omega is equal to 0. So I got xi x of 0 is equal to 1. So hence the function is true. Problem number 6. So you are using characteristic function of the normal Gaussian random variable as xi z of omega is equal to e power minus omega square by 2. Find its mean and variance. So we know how to find the mean and variance in the form of characteristic function. So the given that z of omega is equal to e power minus omega square by 2, I'll be finding mean of x. So it is given by d by dj omega of xi x of omega at omega is equal to 0. So putting this value here, I got d by dj omega of e power minus omega square by 2 at omega is equal to 0. So d by dj omega, I'm converting this minus as j square. It will be equal to e power j omega square by 2. So now after differentiation, it will become what? J omega e power j omega whole square by 2 at omega is equal to 0. So if I put omega is equal to 0 here, it will become what? Expectation of x will be equal to 0. Next one, to find expectation of x square, the formula is d square by dj omega whole square at xi of omega is equal to at omega is equal to 0. So putting the same value here also, d square by dj omega whole square e power j omega square by 2 at omega is equal to 0. So differentiating one time, the equation will be d by dj omega j omega into e power j omega by 2 whole square at omega is equal to 0. So now differentiating again with by using product rule, it will be equal to what? J omega square e power j omega square by 2 plus e power j omega square by 2 at omega is equal to 0. So if I put omega is equal to 0, it will be equal to what? Expectation of x square is equal to 1. So in the next lecture video, I'll be discussing about the function of single random variables. Thank you.